Very good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to tonight's isolation session. And before I start, risk warning, trading is risky. Margin-based products, CFD, spread bets, options, and futures, things that let you buy and sell FX pairs, the mechanics behind how they work, incredibly high risk. You've got to give yourself some sort of understanding about that. These signals, you're not going to get any protection from the Ombudsman or the Compensation Services Scheme if you were to complain. And Synergy is authorised and regulated by the FCA. So let's start. Unfortunately, folk, it's another day of no trades, no serious trades. Anyway, we sent one in the premium, which was more of a swing trade, AUD NZD, which gave us 15, but that's not really enough, is it? I'm looking for more. Missed a few setups, to be fair to you. But let's see what we've got to start with. We have this AUD CAD situation. Let's have a look what we can extract from the charts. And the way I see it is exactly as it is advertised here. Where did I take this one from? Just leave it there. So what we have here is a beautiful ascending staircase, let's say. Keep it simple. Really nice, clear high, 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 low, high, 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 low. So at a high, low point, we did complete 3 weeks of rise. This looks like it didn't, but it did make a new high. You can see that on the line chart here quite nicely. Is this a line? Yeah, the line chart shows that there was a new high created. And so after 3 weeks of rise, the market must chop or drop. I guess we know what it's done here. Now, when we look at entry requirements, we have in front of our eyes at this moment got a entry situation right on the targeted entry. So the targeted entry is the 200 EMA. It's exactly where we're sat right here, right now. So this one, we leave it on and we explore it in further detail. We go to the half an hour structure. What can we see? We see 2 days of rise, of drop. Okay, so not ready yet. However, it's going to be ready the day after for a potential trade. It's going to be ready the day after for a potential trade. Excuse me. We'll let it complete this little cycle. There's also an ABCD at play here. For those that... Why is that doing that? Weird. So we've got an ABCD structure that has completed. A, B equals C, D. So we are expecting this to turn around. This could well just tap the low and move back into the range and up. I'd like to be involved in it. It's in good location. Next, GBP AUD, trying to make a move from the middle of consolidation. This is off the 50 EMA. So we've been below it. We're now above it. Need to be above it and then tap it and move on. This is level 2 consolidation, expecting higher price. CAD CHF, huge ABCD that has completed, and this is simply trying to find its feet. We're still in the trade and hasn't given us anything yet. TBP, JP1, not touching it. 2, you can see the whole pattern's complete. Level 1, level 2, peak formation. This could turn around at any minute. There could be some Japanese intervention. Euro GBP fell out of bed, and it did give us quite nice structure. 1, 2, 3 to the high. It did give us 3 pushes, clear pushes to the high after the consolidation. High, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, change of character. Rest of history. This will be gobbled up quite quickly. I believe there is some sort of an interest rate decision, not an interest rate decision. There's going to be some quite important high impact data tomorrow. Let me just check my calendars. So we've got AUD GDP tonight, so I ain't touching nothing AUD yet. However, that AUD CAD trade, that probably will be the trigger for that to push up. It'll be interesting to see. We've got Bank of England tomorrow. That's going to be important to find out the interest rate path. See how it all plays out. Euro USD. So this is a long. We've been long. We've had a number of... So this is level 1 consolidation in the middle of the range. Tend to not get the best trades in the middle of the range. We are coming into the targeted entry, which is the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA and the 50s there. Straight red down. That means that there is a chance that we can take this back up. It just has to be a setup looking us in the eye. What have we got here? We've got a day of drop. So we have a day of drop, second day of drop, third day of drop, and then there's a gap. So the pattern's reset. Ultimately, this green candle was a gap. I'll highlight it for you if I can just insert it here. 1 second. So there's the gap. And essentially that sets it off again. 1, 2. Looks like we've got 2 days of drop, and we can probably expect us to see another third. So yeah, we need to be aware GDP, interest rates tomorrow, AUD, GDP. These are all going to have an effect on what's going to happen with their currencies. So this one looks like it wants to continue with a third day of drop and pass ultimately. Euro JPY, peak formation, high or level 3 rise pass. This is another one I was sort of drawn to. There's not much out there. There really isn't anything out there. Otherwise, I'd have bloody sent it, honestly. There's nothing out there. And it makes you go mad, actually, because you think, have I lost it? Have I lost the ability to do this? And then why am I seeing my setups? Anyway, that's something you just got to get used to. So what have we got here? So we have 3 weeks of rise, drop into a consolidation zone. So we're in a consolidation zone of some form at or around the correct EMAs. Multiple hits and wicks off the bottom, more so than the top. So price has rejected lows more so than it has rejected highs. This sort of, how can I view this? Like a spring, you know, low lows, low highs, but tight within this low. But I caught my eye. This all caught my eye earlier on. This last lower high, I noticed price had changed, created a high, low, high, 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 low, equal high, high, low. And it was, yeah, that's it, another high, 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 low. If it was a close above here, then you would have that as a signal to deal with. Right, next one, NZDJPY. Can see the pattern pretty much. I'm not really touching it. AUD the one that screwed us on Friday, the absolute screw. It is what it is. So has it completed the harmonic move yet or not? Potentially. Looks like it has. Harmonic move, harmonic move. 1, 2, maybe it's going to give us a third to the high. We're looking for shorts. Now, where are we? We're making lower lows and lower highs in level 2 consolidation ultimately. And the consolidation has been a trap at the beginning of October, a false move at the beginning of January 23, and the real move. This is the real move playing out before your eyes. So this is a consolidation. This is a consolidation. We're expecting lower prices. This is one I must get in, but it punished me when I tried it on Friday. I don't want to get punished again because then I lose subscribers, and I don't want that. So I'm being careful with some of my decisions. But what I can see here that's really quite cool is that we've got 2 days of drop. So this is something to really be, you know, awake, you know, aware of. Aware, is that a good enough word? Yeah, you need to be buzzing that this is showing 2 days of drop. You need to be buzzing to the extent that you're ready to take on this challenge. So first calculations are 3 times ADR. We can see that we've got 86, 68, 64. That's what those are together. 86 plus 68 plus 64. Divide that by 3. So 3 times ADR. So it typically moves about 72 pips a day. So 3 times ADR, 220 pips. What have we got already? So we've only done 140 pips. So that tells me one thing, there's room for this to keep falling. How many pips did it do today? We said about 70. Pretty much 75. 80 odd. So safe take profit on this is the ADR minus 33%. And I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but it will be about 50 pips. A safe TP. and right, and zoom out a bit. So this is ultimately push one lower, broke this structure, push one lower, retest, and I want to see a staircase here, and I will take it again. It's completed 3 weeks of rise. We understand where we are in the pattern. It's very strong. So AUD, USD, I'm writing it down. 2DD, 2 days of drop. 3-week counter trend complete. Second consolidation zone, lower. Wait, retest. Okay. Yes, boss. Okay, gold, look at it. So we broke the high. This is ultimately a level 2 consolidation. High, 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 low, completed an ABCD. This is a retest of the break, and we'll see how it backfills. Don't typically mess around with gold. Have sent trades, but there's nothing for me. The fact we've broken this structure, you know, the zones from down here to up there, we're right in the middle, pass. Euro entered D, you know, you're waiting for it, you're waiting for that. Well, the harmonic again is holding price here, here. 3 hits to the low, notice that. This is also an M, which is getting people to think, are we getting the market makers pattern playing out? M, A, W. Or is this an A, B, C, D Gartley? A, B, C, D, and this is the anchor. Too many different variations at the minute, so I'm not trading that. This is completed with a tap, 3 weeks of drop, 1 week, 2 week, tap 3, not trading it. ADCHF, again, like a fly in a fish and chip shop, you know, you get drawn to certain things and they're not always best for you, such as the bright light and the chippy. It's because it looks good. And that's the problem with trading. All the setups, all your analysis gets verified one way or the other. That's the whole purpose of indicators, because then they can get a collection of people following the same thing and they know where their stops are, etc., etc. So we've got 2 weeks of 2 days of drop. Now the big question is it in line with the market makers? At the minute, I'd say it is, because this is where you have to take a bit of a gamble, and I am going to write it down. AUDCHF. My unfortunate issue is you're going to have news that could trigger this pattern, and that would be really frustrating. But at the same time, do you want to put it on before the news? Probably not, because stops will be severe. So we can see the pattern, level 1, level 2, push 1, push 2, push 3. But is this just a break and a retest? And are these pushes part of this structure here? Is this a completely other structure? That means we're expecting another structure down here. My knowledge is telling me this is coming off, and it will come off aggressively based on that data. But because that data happens when I'm asleep, I'm not going to trade it. And also because this one can move a lot, it can do your stop without thinking. So I don't really want to go there with that. And it will, the target for it is A, B, C, D, a little bit further down, creates a Gartley, and we'll take it from there. No trade, although tempting. Euro AUD, trying to hold up in the middle of the consolidation zone 2, expecting higher prices. Broken this low now, so this becomes 1. You can see the consolidation. See where it goes past. Euro CHF hammering out the bottom. Level 1, level 2, peak formation. Also pass, unless there's something really quite appealing here. If you're going to take this, you can only really take longs, well, unless you're trading the range back up to the recent high. I don't really trade like that. I like to trade after this chop. GBP USD, chilling at the 800. Expect lower prices. Come back and retest anyway. Let's see what it's done. So we had a week of rise, second week of rise, third week of rise, forget the rest of it. This is push 1, expecting lower prices. If you're brave enough to short, there can be shorts. This would be a short here, but I tend to not trade counter trend, and this would be going counter. But it would be a good counter. That's what I have to remind myself. Pass. Just check what else I'm missing out on. No, I'm not. Okay, so now I'm moving into the last hurdle. USD JPY took this yesterday. Did I mention it? Maybe I did in the video. It did give me quite a few pips, gave me about 70 pips. So it was quite a nice move. And it was pretty easy. And it will probably keep going. But it has completed 3 weeks of drop. 1, 2, 3. We're very close to the 800 EMA, which is just here. So we broke the structure here. Tested the lows, broke the structure again here, expect to pull back up here, and then we'll go again. No trade. USD CHF. Now, this is a lovely pattern. You know, we've spoken about it. X, A, B, C, D. It will move higher. It's just a case of getting in. And looking at it at the moment, it's looking to me like it's ready to do that. Notice the behavior. We have 3 weeks of drop. So we have 3 weeks of drop, and we expect the market to either chop or rise. The only question mark for me on this guy is we haven't created that second leg yet. So we haven't created that higher low. When we haven't created the higher low, it's making me think that price is unlikely to continue up without that. So noticing here that we've got a high, low, lower high, higher low, this sort of consolidation zone into a W, push 1, push 2, enter. Didn't give a third break of structure yet. But this is what we're being held by. But the price is going to get taken down. It is going to get knocked down, and it will push from here, I do imagine. But the danger is obviously the stop. The danger is the stop down there. So it's one that I am very tempted to send ultimately of a slightly bigger stop. We'll see. NZD USD completed that. This was a really nice sort of long setup. It looks to have completed. Yeah, the Harmonics completed. Price is coming back after completing the Gartley at the lows of level 1. Not really going there past. ADJPY. Peak formation pass, Euro CAD completed the Harmonic in level 1, coming back to the targeted entry, which is 200. Just chilling, waiting. USD CAD, the beast, is at the 200 EMA. That's not the targeted entry though. It's gone past the targeted entry. And let me just clear up some of this clutter. So price has reacted. This is an A, B equals C, D pattern. We have had, again, this is another one that has an anchored. And when things have an anchor properly, it makes me doubtful of whether or not it's real. So this is just like this at the minute, but we have 2 days of rise in line with the market maker. The market's completed 3 weeks of counter trend drop. So it does make sense to rise. It really does make sense to rise. You can see here, push, you know, right, a change of character ultimately. And you had a break of structure 1, break of structure 2. And that is 1 second. So we have a breaker structure here and a second breaker structure. So we are expecting this to push. Any close above here, I will be taking it long. 2 days of rise, nice and easy. So that makes sense so far. USD CAD long, USD CHF long, AUD USD short. So that's 3 trades I'm looking at for tomorrow. CHF JPY, pass, peak, ADNZD, completes an ABCD today. It is against the market maker's trend, but still an ABCD has been completed, and we even got the extra part down here. Do expect to bounce. It's already given us 15, pass. CAD JPY, peak formation and pass. So hope you find this video informative. Any questions, reach out.